Once upon a time in a bustling city, there was a cat named Oliver. Now, Oliver wasn't your typical pampered house cat. He was a stray, tough and street smart, with a heart as big as his appetite. One chilly evening, while Oliver was prowling for food, he came across an alley where some of his feline friends were gathered. They were all staring at something, their eyes wide and worried. When Oliver asked what was up, they told him that one of their kittens had fallen down a manhole and they could unget it out. Now, this kitten wasn't just any kitten, it was Mittens, the sweetest and tiniest of them all, with fur as white as snow and eyes like glistening emeralds. The thought of her being stuck down there, scared and alone, tugged at Oliver's heartstrings. Without hesitation, he jumped into the opening. It was dark and dank down there, and the air was thick with the smell of stale water. As Oliver descended, the other cats watched with bated breath, their anxious meows echoing in the darkness. At the bottom, amidst the grime and the muck, lay Mittens, shivering and mewing pitifully. When she saw Oliver, she stopped her frightened mewing and stared at him with those big green eyes. "Don't worry, little one," Oliver said, his voice a low rumble. "I'm here to help you." But getting her out was trickier than he thought. The sides of the manhole were too smooth and Mittens was too small for him to get a paw hold. He paced back and forth, his mind racing, trying to figure out a way to save her. Suddenly, he remembered a lesson his mother had taught him when they were still just wee kittens. "When you're faced with a tough situation," she had said, "take a deep breath, stay calm and think it through. There's always a solution if you look hard enough." Taking a deep breath, Oliver closed his eyes and concentrated. His gaze fell on some loose bricks near the top of the manhole. An idea sparked in his mind. He meowed loudly, hoping to startle one of the cats above. When he heard a meow in response, he said, "Can you hear me? I need your help." The cat above moved the loose bricks one by one until a small hole was formed. Light from above streamed through, illuminating the way out for Mittens. With a surge of energy, Mittens scrambled up the opening and found herself back on solid ground. The other cats rushed to her, licking and nuzzling her, their relief and joy palpable. And then they turned to Oliver, their faces filled with gratitude. "How could we ever thank you, Oliver?" they asked, their voices filled with admiration. But Oliver just shook his head. "We're friends, aren't we? Friends help each other out when times are tough. That's what friends do." And so, my dear listeners, no matter how small or weak you may be, when you face your fears and help those in need, you become a hero in your own story. Just like Oliver, the tiny cat with the giant heart, who showed us all that even the smallest paw can make a big difference. When it comes to courage and compassion, the end.